Hello and welcome back to Bits and Bobs. Today's video is the story of the 1860 bronze recoinage, the coinage event that turned all the copper coins in our change to bronze coins and demonetized the copper ones in the switchover. So this begins, really, in 785 AD, with the first ever penny being struck, as we can see here from the reign of King Offa. Now this penny is made of silver, as all pennies were for around 1,000 years. Here we can see an Alfred the Great penny, one of the first coins made at the Royal Mint when it was founded in 886 AD, and this coin is again a penny made of silver, as silver was the primary metal for all coins, including the penny. Even up to the late 1700s, to the reign of George III, the circulating penny piece was still made of silver, sterling silver, within these coins. Now, because it was done by the weight of the silver, by the end of the use of silver in pennies, they weighed only 0.5 grams, just half a gram, and a diameter of 12 millimeters. So needless to say, a very, very small coin and a tiny piece of silver done by weight. And so this was changed in 1797, with the introduction of the first non-silver penny. This being a copper coin and known as the cartwheel penny we can see here, with a portrait of George III to the obverse, facing to the right and with a laureate in his hair, then a portrait of Britannia now, on the reverse, a theme that would definitely stick, and we can see there the date below, 1797, the first year of non-silver penny. Now these coins were still done by weight though, but the weight of copper. This meant they were huge. 28.35 grams of weight and 36mm diameter made these coins absolutely giant. And the counterpart 2p was even bigger at 56.7 grams and 41mm. These were ludicrously and outrageously huge and needed changing again. And so in 1806 a new type of penny was released, still copper but much smaller this time, only 18.8 grams and a diameter of 34mm. Their design changed many times throughout different monarchs' reigns, but the weight, composition and diameter was unchanged throughout all this time. Now, of course, it wasn't just the penny as the only copper coin in circulation. It had two counterparts to go with it. That consisted of the half penny here, a little bit smaller, and as you can see, half the weight, therefore half the value of the coin. And as well from the half penny, there's then the smallest copper coin, the farthing, again half the weight, and an even smaller diameter. So there was the farthing, the half penny, and the penny that all had the same design and the same composition, just with a different size. Now this is the last iteration of the copper penny, as we can see here, featuring a young head Queen Victoria with the bun head, and a right-facing portrait of Britannia to the reverse of the coin. Now, this would all change in 1860, the year of the Great Recoinage from copper to bronze. And here we can see the new penny coin. First we'll go through the design, and then the main compositional changes. So we can see here that the Britannia is facing the same way, with the shield and trident again. There's now a lighthouse and boat behind her though, and the date is below her rather than the national flowers. We can see as well the inclusion of the words 1 penny listing the denomination, as before it was just down to the public to know that this coin is a penny by the use of it and recognising it in their change. Then we have a new portrait of the Queen to the obverse, a young head again, but with an extended bust down to her shoulders and upper body. The weight of the coin is much less, only 9.442 grams. So these new bronze pennies weighed about half the weight of the previous ones, so they were much smaller coins, with a smaller diameter as well, of only 30.81mm, and the coin being much, much thinner as well, so all round a smaller coin and a lighter coin, potentially a more easier coin to use in day-to-day life. Now the composition of course was changed to bronze, as I say. This was 95% copper, so still a majority copper coin, but with now 4% tin and 1% zinc in there as well, making the coin an alloy and changing the colour and sort of properties of the coin a bit to the new bronze coins that were cheaper to produce and easier to produce as well. Now then, the halfpenny was changed as well to a new weight of 5.4 grams and a diameter of 25mm, so again smaller than its previous version. The farthing as well, its new bronze issue much smaller, only 2.84 grams and a diameter of 20mm, making it a smaller coin. These new coins were very popular, with the farthing lasting until 1956, as the last year that was struck, the halfpenny lasting until 1967, for the last year that was struck for circulation, and the good old penny lasting as well till 1967, so over 100 years of these new coins, and the same design lasted on the penny for all those years. The last year they were truly made was in the 1970 proof set as a farewell to the pre-decimal system. Now before we end off the video, let's have a comparison in real life looking at real examples of these coins. So here we have a farthing from before and after the Great Recoinage. You can see a bit more detail on the strike of the new one, as well as the denomination being included, but the legend now moved to the obverse. It is a thinner coin for the new one, and again smaller. There is a clear difference in size, with the new one being much smaller, and having as well the new portrait extending to the upper body of Queen Victoria. So those are the farthings. Here are some halfpennies, an earlier example here from George III. We can see Britannia there still in the reverse, facing the other way, and again a much smaller coin there for the new example of the bronze, and a thinner coin, with the previous one having edge milling, and the new one having a plain rim, and again to the obverse, a smaller coin all round, as is the penny. The old pennies of the copper ones were very, very big and chunky. You can see there, much bigger in diameter, much bigger in thickness, and all round a bigger and heavier coin to use, but the new one being half the weight and much smaller and easier to use, with again the new portrait of their Victoria extended down further, done by Leonard Charles Wine, and the previous portrait done by William Wine, Leonard Charles Wine's father. So father and son designing the portraits for the new and old penny across the recoinage. So please do comment down below your favourite. Is it the older type or the newer type? For me, my favourite is the old big copper coins, as they're just so good to handle and feel in your hand. So there we go. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you did enjoy the video, and if you did, then please do subscribe to the channel if you've learned something new from this video. See you next time on Bits and Bobs for some more coins in the future. Bye!